Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's time for another first listening experience reaction video here on my channel for a Eurovision song in the year 2024. Today I will listen to the song that's representing Austria in Eurovision, which is called We Will Rave. And let's find out if I'm going to be a part of that rave. This is by Kaleen, and yeah, it really just dropped very recently here now. So I'm just excited to see and hear mainly what Austria has going for them this year. So let's start right away. That was what we got from Austria this year. We Will Rave. Very interesting song altogether. I'm not overly sold on it. It feels very much just kind of by the books in terms of its actual songwriting and composition behind it. It wants to be simple. It wants to just be kind of a mood booster. It wants to be energetic and really engage the audience. And I think it absolutely does that. It does what it sets out to do, and it really manages to appeal to that kind of aspect of music, I guess. It's all going to come down to the performance with this one, I think, because if you can really knock it out of the park with really making it inviting and sing-along friendly in terms of your actual persona on stage, you invite everyone to be a part of this rave, I guess, then you can absolutely have a success with it. I think as a studio cut, it's mostly just really relying on that energy, and if you're pumped for it, then you will enjoy it. But at times, I think also there's like two little things going on really musically that actually piques my interest. I think that there is like playful details in terms of arrangement. The synth is actually like kind of varied throughout. There's a lot of variation in terms of the knobs, automation clips basically of increasing and decreasing cutoff or reverb, or even like pitch with the detuning, and even voices in terms of how many, like the polyphony of the actual synth layering here. So, you know, those are kind of cool ideas, but it mostly just comes down to being playful in terms of your instrumental, I guess, with not really doing the melodic side of things the same kind of justice for it. It's very much reliant on like flooring you with the sound design, and I don't really think that it's that remarkable. It's not this super contrastive and very dynamic and intriguing soundscape that they've created with elements and detailing. It's more or less just automation clips that goes back and forth and really introduces sounds, drags them back to kind of create this lively mood throughout the song, which is, you know, it's really nice. But I would have probably wished for there to just be more playful, dynamic hits throughout. Maybe chop up the rhythms a little bit more with actually like drum fills and proper breaks in terms of rhythm. Maybe like add some layers here and there that actually make something brighter or darker, and vary a little bit with actual just dynamic inputs in here, because I feel like it's kind of lacking these very distinct melodic motifs here and there that could really like separate the song and actually create something very intriguing. Right now it's just all out energy and a very constant energy and rhythm to the song, which makes it feel maybe a little bit like it's just kind of stomping along in its own little area, and it doesn't really explore further than that. And when I feel like we actually do get like an exploration of something that goes further during that like breakdown section, where definitely you know you got this more of a I'm just going to draw the Bomb Funk MC's reference because that's the first thing that popped in my head with the percussive switch up there. That's a really nice touch, and I wish they would have actually developed that for the entire final part of the song, because then it felt like there would have been a point to that section being introduced that you could actually make up a switch up within the song, kind of like a Cha-Cha-Cha did last year, where the second half of the song kind of just became something completely different, but it still felt like it's a very smooth transition leading into it. And then you could incorporate the earlier sections of the song back into that final part of the song. But here it mostly feels like kind of an afterthought to draw in this new percussive beat to kind of stand out, and then chop it off because you're kind of satisfied with the chorus you already have, and then throw in this percussive beat towards the very end again because there's supposed to be a point with it. It feels a little bit like it's not really structured with a careful approach to it. And I think maybe that's just a little bit unfortunate, because I think that when you introduce something new to your song, you should stick to it. It feels very abrupt, especially the final minute of the song. I think that there are a lot of ideas coming in, but they're not really sure exactly what they want to do with all of them, and then it just kind of becomes a bit of like a half attempt in every regard. I still really appreciate the energy of it, you know. I do enjoy the choruses, and I think this one gets me going, and it absolutely gets my foot tapping. It is catchy, that's for sure as well, but it is also maybe just a little bit on the restrained side in terms of actually being completely playful in its arrangement. And I think that holds it back a little bit. It's obviously playing a lot on nostalgia, I think, just my 2 cents on it, I guess. But it is very similar to the Eurodance kind of music we had, mainly, I'd say, in the early 2000s, which is, of course, a period of time where I grew up, and I'm very fond of it. But maybe it doesn't really do something that actually makes it stand out within that genre as well. It's more than a flirt with this music, I think, because it kind of goes even further and doesn't really bring anything new to the table in that regard, I would say. Just based on like this first impression, I guess, I don't really feel like there's anything fresh about this. It's something I've heard before. I'm very appreciative towards that we have a song like it in the selection, that's for sure. And I think it's a fun approach for Austria to take this year, to give us something like this. But I would have probably wanted it to have been more imaginative, more creative, and mainly more playful, I guess. And when you're actually trying to be playful, like the producers have been at times here, stick to that playfulness, really develop it and utilize it, because I think your song, like the listening experience, would be much more entertaining if you did that. Melodically, it unfortunately doesn't really do much. It's very much just kind of within its own little box, kind of a safety net, I guess. And the development within the song isn't really there, which I find a little bit unfortunate, but I get it. The song isn't supposed to be, you know, something challenging musically in a musical manner, and it doesn't really want to explore something melodically that's out of the box, you know, or even harmonizing in that way. It's all about the instrumental and the energy and drive of that, I guess. And I think it can definitely be provide a great backdrop for a proper performance, but it's not a song that I really think is one that you can really sit back and analyze just how well it is put together in terms of its studio cut, because it's very much not really that explorative and interesting in my opinion. But those are just my 2 cents. Maybe you completely disagree with me, and that's completely fine. If so, let me know in the comment section below. And maybe you agree with me, then you can also let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, let me know what you think of Austria's choice this year. Is it a favorite of yours, or did this one pass you by? Or neither, you know? Let me know. I hope to see you very soon again in another video. Until then, though, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.